My friends, one day I will die. God will summon me, and I'll be standing in front of him, and he'll ask me one simple question. Constantine, what good did you do in your life? And I'm gonna take this piece of paper right here, and I'm gonna show this to him. Just show this to God. And I take liberty to think that God will like it. He will smile upon me, and he will count it. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome to Inside Russia. My name is Konstantin. I'm streaming live from Uzbekistan. But Russia is still in my heart, inside me, and I'm still doing daily updates and about Russia and tell you about things unfolding, currently events unfolding and things happening in Russia. My friends, things are very turbulent right now. Things are changing. Things are happening. And if before we didn't see the changes, but I kind of felt them in the air. For the first time in my life, well, in this summer, in this time, in this tragic event, for the first time, I felt something in the air on September 6th. And I made a stream about that, and it was a popular stream. A lot of people watched it. I meant every single word, and that was just my feeling, gut feeling. Then things started happening. I felt then, back then, that some kind of invisible wheels of that move things in Russian politics, in Russian establishment, in Russian, elites, they started spinning, but they were somewhere behind the curtain, deep underground, so we didn't see them. But small signs kind of gave me insights. I had a gut feeling that something was happening. Then things really started happening, but still, the wheels were invisible. They were hidden far away from us. And I made another stream just 10 days after I felt that the wheels started spinning faster and faster and faster by the day. But the real line for me that was passed was in early October. Okay, that's when Russian troops withdrew from Liman. Well, they were kicked out of Liman in this new territories in Ukraine that are considered new territories by Russia. They ratified the law a few hours ago, so I take it they make it legal now. Okay, from the Russian point of view. So let me tell you this: to live good life, you must be sober. Any man must be sober. Any person must be sober. You cannot have a good life being addicted, under addiction. Different kind of addictions. Alcohol, drugs, gambling, things like that. Addiction changes your perception of the world. Addiction it doesn't let you see the world the way it is, okay? It gives you a filter on your eyes, and you see everything from the filter, or simply don't see things because you are so focused on your addiction. Well, you know what? I had a feeling that Russia and many, many Russians were addicted. They were under influence for 7 months. They were not sober. They were just drunk. Drunk. Why did I think so? Well, very simple. There were so many things given to us, facts, you know, news, statements, press releases, new laws made, and things like that. There were so many, but somehow people did not question them. People took them and started trusting them right away. They believed what they were told, although some things or most things that were told were questionable. Now, but some questions were right on the surface, and some questions you had to dig deeper, okay, to kind of go under the surface. But even if you asked those on the surface, you would, start questioning things. The questions, well, for example, it was announced that Russia was to denazify and demilitarize Ukraine, right on the February 24th. We all remember. No, don't, if you don't say about that any longer, it doesn't mean that didn't happen. We all remember. It's on record. Okay? Well, to denazify Ukraine, I went to Ukraine many times. I spent about a year in Ukraine. Not continuously, but, come in different times. I came quite a few times after this event in 2014. Okay. Guess what? I did not see one Nazi. I did not see any person who was aggressively against Russia, who was radical, who was pro-Nazi. Not one single person. Ukrainian people were just regular Ukrainian people. My God. I didn't hear of one single Nazi in Ukraine. Yet, on the 24th of February, I learned that my country was denazifying Ukraine. I asked questions. I asked Vladimir Putin a few times in the streams. I asked the Russian government to explain me what is the parameters of a Nazi. Who is Nazi? No answer. Not even close. But guess what? It's not the problem that they didn't answer me. I was not expecting to get the answer. The problem was that no one else asked. Just me. I was the only person in Russia, at least I know of, among all people I read and I've known them. No one else asked. It seemed like they were all drunk. Then, next question. Demilitarizing Ukraine. Ukraine had the army and still has the army. Military forces of Ukraine. So does Russia. So does any country. Ukraine is a sovereign country. It can do anything it wants to. It can pile up weapons. It can militarize up to yin-yang. It's their choice. It's their country. It's their sovereignty. They can strip down naked the entire country, go out in the midnight and start jumping up and down on one foot. And you know what? That would be okay, because that's what they want. Their nation. They're sovereign. They can do whatever they want. They can partner with whoever they want. Now, comes Russia and says, we would like to demilitarize it because we don't like that there's too much weapons, the army is too strong, and, well, turns out it was strong, My question to everyone was this. My friends, forget about Ukraine, demilitarizing Ukraine. Let's imagine that, Russia has very strong army, but one of our neighbors, so let's say China, it doesn't like it. It says Russia way too militarized for China. Let's demilitarize Russia. And they start bombing us, sending rockets, destroying our military facilities, airports, and stuff like that. And people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, why would they do that? Exactly. Why would they do that? Okay? And yet, I was the only person that I know in Russia who was asking this question. Now, these are very simple questions. They're right there on the surface. You don't have to think. You don't have to have anything. You don't have to have brain in your head to ask these questions. Just one condition: you must be sober. Because if you're not sober, if you passed out drunk, you just don't realize these things. Well, but if we have dig a little bit into under the surface, the questions, they become much, much more interesting. Not one single person over the course of summer and previous spring asked this question: where are mighty armadas? If you don't know, Armata is the latest, highest tech Russia's tank. Cutting edge technology. Super duper. It was sold us for years. Armata makes Russian army solid, unstoppable, unbeatable. Armata is the way to go. Okay, fine. They spent hundreds of billions of rubles designing and building armatas. And then we were promised, we Russian citizens, that thousands of armatas will be given to the Russian army. It was a huge public event that was taking place for years. And guess who was paying for that? Us, me. I was paying out of my own pocket, out of my own taxes that I was paying. And the FAL and the taxes like that, that's my money. Okay, where are the armatas? I didn't hear of one armata tank in its glorious, wins in Ukraine. Not single one. And guess what? They have been avoiding this topic like it doesn't exist. But it does. It does. Armata's supposed to exist. Where are they? Show us. Are they real? Well, we were showing them. They were in the parade on the Red Square. So it must be at least, a dozen of armatas or so. Perhaps they weren't armatas. Perhaps they were fakes. I don't know. How do I know? Okay, but I want to know. I want to see them. Where's my money? Where did they go? Hundreds of billions of rubles. Now, I tell you what, you gotta be sober to think about that. And if you drunk, then of course not. Another question that very few people ask, I don't know why, made me cry. Why so little information about Russian casualties? 3 times over the course of 7 months. Three freaking times. First week, 29th, that was like 1st of March or 2nd of March. 29th of March and 21st of September. 3 times. 3 times. How many people died? No one was asking this question. Russians, what's up with you? Are you sober or not? How could have you avoided this question that concerns your sons, the best of the best, the youth, Anyway, that's why I was feeling like lots of people were not sober, and you just can't live happily. You can't have normal life. I mean, take a family. If a husband drinks a lot, what does a wife and kids go through? Okay? Anyway, well, my stream is called Russia Sobering Up. The good news is the floodgate has been opened. And the floodgate was opened none other but Ramzan Kadyrov himself. And it happened just a couple days ago. And I did the entire stream yesterday about his message to Russians in the world, basically. And I really appreciate this message was out because it was not the only one. It was the first one, but not only one. But Ramzan Kadyrov kind of made the brave step, and he, in this message, he told the world that, wait a second, the king has no clothes. The Russian army is corrupt. It does not provide communications to Russian soldiers. It does not provide Russian leadership. Okay, leadership is rotten. And the leadership on the very highest level is questioned. Okay, so I really appreciate he did that. That was a very brave move. Like I said, the floodgate was open. Many Russian public people started criticizing army leadership. No freaking way! October, I told you. The wheels started spinning. Go to September 6th and watch my stream. Tick-tock, tick-tock. That was a faint noise, but now it's loud and it's boom, boom, boom. Tick-tock, tick-tock, you know. The crocodile is here. We're just not seeing it, but it's somewhere. It's right here, you know. I can feel it. Anyway, there were quite a few statements that followed. Right now, these recent days, you know, former personal assistant of none other but Russia's Senate Speaker, Vyacheslav Volodin, her name is Anastasia Kashevaya, and I'll quote her. Well, actually, I'm not going to quote her because she's weird. She made a post. I think it was social media or something like that. And then she actually sweared. She used swear words against Sergei Shoigu and Gerasimov, two head guys of the Russian army. And you know what? Mere a few months ago, that would land you in prison. But it's out there in the public. She cursed them. She used the swear words. Imagine that. Just go and read her post. I'm not going to quote it here. But none other than number one propagandist of Russia herself, Margarita Simonyan, very, very, powerful lady in the Russian media space, the most powerful lady, basically. She was answering questions, and she said that she was serving people, not some kind of freaking generals who she knows or she doesn't know. Well, she knows everyone. We know that. And she doesn't know that these generals make decisions that can harm the country. Oh my goodness. First of all, she does know all the head generals because that's Margarita Simonyan. She's number one. She was moderating Vladimir Putin himself during St. Petersburg Economic Forum when he was, in sessions with presidents of other countries. So she knows everyone, okay? She doesn't know, she knows, that doesn't cut it, she knows. And then she was praising all these generals, 7 months, saying they're doing fantastic job and, all will be good. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That, my friends, is wheels turning. And her employee followed. Okay, assistant, his name is Kalmogorov. He made a statement, okay, saying that he didn't criticize anyone, but he said that change of leadership in the past helped military actions. You know what, buddy? I'm sorry. You don't change leadership during the huge military crisis. It's not even a conflict anymore for Russia. It's crisis, okay? And Vladimir Solovyov, also followed, that's hugely powerful man in the Russian media space. He followed up with a similar statement. And to top the cake off, this very powerful, news program called The News of the Week, and channel number one, and channel one number one's head guy, Kiselyov, in this news report, he actually showed, one of the reporters from the field showed Russian army retreating, and they talked about the successes of the Ukrainian army. Well, my friends, this did not happen before. This is very recent, and this is very, it shows a lot. It reveals a lot, okay? It means that the wind has changed its direction. It means that the wheels that were actually hidden from our sight in September, now in October, they've been moved right in front of us, and they're spinning with a crazy speed, and they're smoking. There's smoking, something's going real wrong. And it's just the media personalities, okay? But my God, there's a bigger, much more scary, grande event is happening. The Russian people start sobering up. They start feeling angry. They start feeling lied to. They start asking questions that they didn't ask before. They just took, TV's personalities' words, for it. But now they start asking, and the answers that they get, they understand, they don't like the answers. And let me tell you, mobilization did not help. The horrors of mobilization that are happening in some regions, not in all regions, but in some, they're more like crimes. Some people getting fired and some people getting investigated. I'm talking about the official. KGB starts investigating the mobilization officials. That tells you something, doesn't it? What really can change everything is Russian people waking up. Or, as I said, they sobering up. Once they sober, once they ask questions, once they're angry, they will make up a force like a tidal wave that will not be able to be stopped. And this has been my message. Thank you very much for giving me a chance, listening to what I have to say for you. Well, to you, listening to what I have to deliver. Thank you so very much. I'm going to turn on the comments as usual, and please use your common sense. And I know that lately a lot of people have used common sense, and I have so many usual suspects. That very few trolls, very few people who try to raise havoc, but the mod team is number one in this channel on the entire YouTube, and they take care of the trolls very fast. So again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here. And let me turn on. Somehow very hot today. I have not moved to my new place. I have secured it, so I don't own it, but I rent it now. I paid money and everything. It's just too late for today. I will do that tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll be streaming from a new location. I like that location better because, well, that's mine, Here I'm a guest. Oops. Sorry, still trying to turn this on. Okay, looks like the comments are on. Thank you. I would like to thank all 7,800 people that have joined this stream. Crazy numbers, you know. Thank you so much for trusting me, and thanks for finding my message valuable. I see tidal wave emojis. Yeah. Bruce is number one today. Mickey Marketing, Karano, howdy. Mommy Lorna, number one, always. Samsa, Angelic at Life, Airborne Snail from Sweden, Dirk, Karen O, Tim, Just Terry, Robbie, the usual suspects. Thank you so much. You know, I look and I realize that most people here, well, not most, but lots of people are actually sponsors of this channel. Thank you so much for sponsoring. This is the beginning of the week. We had a really good chat on Saturday. Private stream. I do private streams as my way of thanking everyone for supporting me, for, you know, coming back and becoming sponsors or patrons. So thank you so very much. If you want to have higher chances of me noticing, well, super chats, I always answer super chats. But you know what? Don't take my words as asking for super chats. No, never I do that. I really appreciate when people send them, but you don't have to if you don't. Like, no hard feelings here. Just put my name of a channel inside Russia after @ so it appears in a large orange box, and put it in caps, please. Jonas Kahl, welcome to Inside Russia. Thank you so much. New sponsor. We have so many sponsors now. That's fantastic. Again, thank you so very much. Piggy Maximus, the serial super chatter. Today I'm an unusual suspect. Well, you're the usual suspect. Why unusual? I am glad you're safe now. My friend, you're not unusual. You're not usual suspect anymore. You are a serial super chatter. That's a different category. Thank you so very much. Blackhead, howdy friend. Thank you. Blessing to you and family mods, usual suspects. Thank you so much. This is the unofficial mod of our team, Mr. Blackhead. Agnes, thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Jonas Sandel, won't Russia lose economy when so many males are leaving the area? And that is a wonderful question, but that's not just such a short answer, you know. Russia has lost its economy. It's lost everything. It bet on the wrong color, okay? It's lost its ability to... It's lost half of GDP. It's lost half of revenues for the budget because we can't sell oil and gas any longer. Next year will be one of the worst in Russia's economic history, let me tell you. Males, Russia lost males. Males are not coming back, at least many of them. They've lost trust in Russia. I feel like my country spitted me out, you know. Good question, but very tragic answer. Oi, G1, thank you so much. Hoping this can help you and your family. Well, this will greatly help myself and my family. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Yes, it will. David Sharp. Hey, Konstantin, hope you're well. Best tanks and weapons are left for the defense of motherland, not the annexed regions of Ukraine. Thanks for your message. Yeah. Thank you for the support, and the message is heard. News McRaven, thank you so much. No message, but this is a huge message by itself. Jorg Asmussen from Denmark. How is the situation at the borders? Are they closed now for males? Good question. They're not closed for males. Some people escaped, some people turned down. They have gotten stricter control of the borders, meaning people who are on the list at the mobilization centers not let out. But the government is doing the going extra mile, saying, giving a message, and like the politicians are saying, well, leave if you want to. The borders are open, everything's fine, and things like that. I would say less than half people are turned down, and more than half are getting out. But I think this is a tactical maneuver, because once they relax people, and people will be leaving less, saying, oh, we're safe now, they're going to do it. So it's a matter of days, in my opinion. Marco, everything will pass and you will reunite your family in Russia. It is just a matter of time. Good luck and all the best. Thank you very much, Marco, for the support, and thanks for the good words. When I was younger, I recalled this wisdom, the story, very, very many times. I don't recall it now, but you kind of reminded me. A young man came to an old wise wizard, and he said, I want something that will keep me happy throughout my life. And the wizard gave him a ring, and the ring on the inside had a writing. And the writing said, this shall pass too. And thank you so much for reminding me. This shall pass too. Yes, I agree with you. Tara Hunter, I'm praying your family can join you soon. Me too. I'm praying for my family can join me too soon, and they will. They will. I can't really tell you about the plans, but as a mom, I can't imagine having to be so far away from my kids. I can't wait to see you all reunited. Tara, it's a little easier for me right now because I know I'm forced. I know it's not my choice. I know I'm doing it for the kids. I know it's for the future, and it gives me strength, okay? I can't say that I'm freaking out. I miss my family, my girls, and my boy very much, but I know the purpose, and it gives me strength. Adibus, also a serial super chatter. Is media just pushing boundaries, or are some higher powers encouraging, allowing? I think this is a huge mess now. No one is punishing anymore. There are groups of influence, they're crashing. But you know what? Everyone is seeing that they're crashing. They're crashing in public's eyes. And people start asking questions. That's sobering people. That's telling them, hey, there's no leadership. No one is controlling these people. They're allowed to do that and stuff like that, How come they say one thing 3 months ago, now they say different thing? People are not stupid. I think they were just under influence of something, and hopefully the influence is vanishing, Jonah Sandel, thank you so much for a cup of coffee tomorrow. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anarch CT, the usual, the serial super chatter, I think. Have been to McDonald's in Uzbekistan yet? There is no McDonald's in Uzbekistan. I'm sorry. It's not present here. Jack and Coke. Any other positive points about living besides obvious negatives? More positives than negatives. Okay. Let me tell you. First of all, I'm feeling so much better in terms of stress. I kind of going through the same thing as I did in April. Once I was out of Russia, I started feeling good, better, lighter, There's a lot of pain of what's happening in my country still, and that's nothing will take it away. But now I have hope for me. I see the path, and that really empowers me, gives me so much strength, So that's the answer. Rudy Kaisley, howdy. Thank you so much. The Armada fallacy is a big problem. Your latest technology weapon are in short supply because Russian Federation doesn't have production capacity to supply them. Well, why were they telling us that everything is set, everything is fine, everything armadas is being manufactured and so forth? Armadas are unstoppable and so forth. That was the lie, and I don't like to be lied to. Janoschka, thank you so much. Hoping we can help each other through these trying times. Thank you very much. Don't give up the fight. Don't give up hope, and never forget your humanity. The answer for the three of these, never. I will never do that. Thank you so much. Blackad, please be nice. It's easy. Fatness from Norway. You're doing great work. Big respect. Thank you so much, my Norwegian friend. I appreciate it. NOK, Norwegian krona, right? The serial super chatter. I saw a Russian TV interview where retired officers said that the new cadets were always drunk. It's normal, but they can still wake up and study war and strategy. I didn't see the interview, but surprise, surprise. People don't get drunk because they're just bad or drunks. They get drunk to get away from reality, if the reality is too harsh. So many soldiers, Russian soldiers, were drinking in Afghanistan like crazy just because of that, KWNY upstate, did the Russian people ever develop culture of critically examining, criticizing government? Well, the answer is right here. Not really, but at least sometimes they ask questions. Do you think they will develop that after this? I hope so. I hope this is a vaccine that Russian people are getting right now, but we'll see how it unfolds. Maxifer 256, thank you so much. Do Russians now realize that they themselves have become what they become? Well, you know what? I don't want to answer this question. I think some, and some not. Okay. Some do. Daryl Smelser, thank you so much. No message, but this message is pretty strong. Nicolo Cademoro, one day Ukraine, Russia, and Europe will be at peace again. Oh, I pray so much about that every single day. So we're all at peace. I doubt we can be brothers and sisters, but well, the good news is I'm treated well by Ukrainians, and they still consider me their friend. That gives me hope, believe it or not, but gives me huge hope. I don't want another Berlin Wall. Stay strong. Support from Italy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fantastic country you have, by the way. Love Italy. Karen from Maine, my fellow Mainer. Howdy. We're so glad to hear all this good news. Your chair can stop turning. Oh, your hair can stop turning gray so quickly. That's life, It's nothing I can do about that. Prayers and love from Maine, as always. Thank you so much. Karen, Maine is in my heart. That's my second home. Hogue, thank you so much for your support. What is your guess which share of those who have fled or are trying to flee from their own conscriptors now hate the Russian government? 50%, nearly everyone. I don't know. It's very personal, hate thing is very personal. But I think that not too many will come back. They're just getting their horizons broadened. So many people who never been out of Russia, they're just traveling. Julia Goddard, Inside Russia, God would be giving you a 101 on your exam today. Thank you so much. It was very, very philosophical, very, very strange experience. Thanks for the 4 p.m. huddle. My heart is broken by Russia. I'm very sorry for your heart. It's being broken by my country, Wanda, Frot Loops posted Frot Loops. I don't know what Frot Loops is. Poster is very happy to hear you every afternoon here in Oregon. I get the idea of the message. Thank you so much. Thank you. Susan Olson, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Parzival Watts, thank you so much. From Bulgaria with best wishes. Warms my heart here from a Bulgarian, from a country where we have such a difficult relationship with in the past. Do you think the awakening will turn the president's direction, not just the generals? I think the president is very set in his ways. Nothing will turn him but him. New to your channel, but love what you're doing. Thank you so much, sir. Only been watching a couple weeks, but don't miss a show. You're a good man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the message, and I appreciate the money, and I appreciate the message more. Ivan, serial super chatter. Usually I ask annoying questions. Say, that's okay. Very welcome here. Today, just a slice of pizza. Thanks for all that you do every day to help upkeep of collective sanity during this trying times. Hey, you misled me. I thought you were going to ask me a tricky question. I was ready, but thanks for the pizza. Thank you. Flash Beige, thank you so much. So glad you made it out safe. Thank you. Me too. With people waking up, do you think we will see Swan Lake on TV anytime soon? Love from Austin, Texas. You still are not alone. Not alone. Thank you so much. I like Swan Lake. You know, it's a great ballet. I haven't seen it in a long time. Kazmira Flanagan, isn't it amazing how one physically suffers when the country suffers? I see this in your face today. I've been suffering for the past 7 months, you know. Yeah, that's... okay, thank you. Thanks for the support. Yeah, that's... Yes, it's pretty amazing. Thank you for Debugger. You are courageous, brave to live and speak up. True Russian patriot. Thank you so much. That's what I like to think of myself. Greetings from Aachen, Germany. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Snail Kicker, $20. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for your viewpoint and insight you provide. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, thank you. There's a user, Common Sense, apparently sent me super chats 3 times. I did not acknowledge. I'm acknowledging now. Thank you so much. And sometimes if they're like $1 or $5, they disappear quickly. That's why I don't acknowledge them. I'm sorry, but Common Sense, you're the serial super chatter, and I really appreciate your support and the questions. Shoot me a question through the mods. I will try to answer it. Or 3 questions that I missed. Black Cat, how long did the plov last, sir? I see you saw my Instagram. 2.5 hours. Lunchtime. That huge, what is this, 50-50, 3 plus 100 pounds of plov lasted 2.5 hours. Wanda, Fruit Loops is a very sugary child cereal. Oh, I see that, you know, this little thing is of different color. Okay, thank you so much. Dima Ignatiev, thank you so much. I think this, what he meant. Well, I know exactly what he meant, Dima. I know what the Swan Lake is. I'm sober, and I'm fairly intelligent. And that's actually, I was kind of answering between the lines, you know. So, watch my answer again. Sylvester the Cat, the usual suspect in the serial super chatter. Thank you so much for great support. I don't know if you said this before and I missed it, but what did your boss say about you leaving? He supported me with hands down. He's happy that I left. Well, I'm not going to talk about my boss much, you know, private details, but he's happy. He's very happy. He's, you know, he thinks it's a fantastic move. And it's very empowering too, you know. Jan, greetings from Czechia. Howdy, howdy. Super chats are acknowledged, I think. Then Brianna B. I missed that, $2. Check out Elon Musk's tweet about peace. LOL. I will do that, Brianna. Great to see you. Network Overlord. Inside Russia, much respect and love from Texas. You're the best. You are the best. Thank you so much. And by the way, Texas is the best. Anywhere you go in the world, people know of Texas, you know. Here in Uzbekistan, there are like Texas places. Unbelievable. Murray Dog, what's your opinion on the list of what Russian conscripts are expecting to provide by themselves? What can I think about that? That's a shame. That's a shame. My question is, people, what did you spend my tax dollars, rubles, on? What did you spend that on? Where is my money? I want my money back. I want this freaking reimbursement of the taxes I was paying for the Russian army uniforms and stuff, you know? It makes me absolutely angry. Mama G, thank you so much for message. No message, right? Yes, hot. I'm sending you love from Uzbekistan, but from Russia, from inside me. Fiyuma, will protesters in Russia get violent or will they stay very peaceful? The only peaceful protest in Russia happened in 1991, and I was very surprised. Russian protests are hugely violent. When Russians protest, blood starts flowing by rivers. RW, howdy, howdy. Great to see you. Thank you so much for the support. I hope Russia will reinvent itself when this is over, and that we will have the wisdom not to do what we did to Germany after World War II. It's time to put the Troika in the barn. Oh, yeah. Or at least give them some positive guidance. I think better put them to the barn. Let's forget about guidance. RW, if what you say comes true, if Russia comes to senses and people get the vaccine shot, I will be the first one to come back to Russia. And I will do my best rebuilding it, you know, using my skills, my hands, my head, you know, just to make my country better. I really like that. Thank you so much for your support. Maka Kamala, thank you, $10. Thank you, Konstantin, for being stand-up person. That I am. Speaking out truth, asking questions, being kind and compassionate, and keeping us informed. Please keep doing what you do. You can rely on me. You can count on me showing up every day. The only day I didn't show up recently is when I was on the plane. What a day. Oh, what a day that was. Day to remember. I met a Russian YouTuber today. I'm not going to give you much of a detail on the circumstances how we met. That's private. But we were just sitting there and we were in the same shoes. He was last night and I was 6 days ago. And, you know, we were just looking at each other and we didn't have to say anything to each other. We understood how we were feeling. That's crazy. Kurt Brown, thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate it. No message, but this is, trust me, in my books, this is a very powerful message. CW Pura, greetings from Virginia. Stay safe and free. I'm trying to as much as I can. Thank you so much. Common sense. Here you go. I finally got your super chat. I am sorry. The $5 super chats, if there I have many of them, they just disappear in like under a minute or something like that. Losing a battle and Russians panic more than the whole economy collapses. Why? A matter of hurted pride and blame game, free themselves from guilt. All right, I gotta read it again to understand. losing a battle and Russians panic more than the whole economy collapses. Why? Still kind of didn't understand it. Losing a battle, obviously, Russian troops withdrew. Okay, that's taken. Russians panic more than the whole economy collapses. Well, Russians panicking not because of the economy collapsing, but because the mobilization is happening, and that's why they're panicking. Economy, everyone is kind of living saying, "Oh, okay, it's gonna get worse, but hopefully we'll be fine." But that's not gonna be that's gonna be a collapse. No one's gonna be fine soon. They will panic about the economic collapse soon. Trust me, within weeks. A matter of hurted pride and blame game, free themselves from guilt. I don't think people trying to free themselves from guilt. Me, definitely not. I feel tremendous guilt for what happened in my country to Ukrainians and to my country. And I think many people feel like I do. But everyone is different, and it's like a real cocktail of bad feelings inside, you know. Hopefully I answered your question this time. John Bananas, thank you so much. I hope this whole madness ends soon and we'll be able to be friends again. Stay well, stay safe from Berlin. Thank you so much. Well, I'm still your friend, I hope. I hope you consider me as a friend. My Ukrainians friend have supported me. They consider me their friend, so no problem there. Everything else, well, I guess we'll have to start rebuilding. You know, thank you. Abe McGee, thank you so much. Rick Hamilton, on a lighter note, what local dishes have you been eating? The usual suspect in dishes. Plov a couple times. Mostly fruits and vegetables, cottage cheese mixed with honey. I've eaten bee pollen here, local. I'll show you for the sponsors, you know, for the patrons. I'll be filming, just give me like a week to settle a little bit because I'm still in transition between places. I need to register, I need to run around and buy good lighting for my apartment and stuff like that. So it's coming. Jane Windlich, thank you so much. Thank you. David Gianotti, thank you for your content. God bless travels, West Virginia. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Calendar page, $10, no special message, buy yourself some sweets. I will do that. Mods, we are finishing up now. Marek Sterba, thank you so very much. Just to thank you for your company at my everyday long night walks. And howdy, of course. Marek, look, I also walk every night for at least an hour, couple hours. Weather allowing now in Tashkent. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. And there's a $100 super chat from Meek Relic. Thank you so very much. From Australia. Saddam Hussein lost 2 wars and he and his goons stayed in power for decades. So long way to go. Got to get over the hangover. The propaganda people are deflecting for the head of government and redirecting it to the military people. Just like what I said. Remember, the blame game will start. 2 questions. I made 2 streams, I think. The first question is who's guilty? The second question is what to do next. Who is guilty? They're trying to find out who is guilty. Well, to direct who is guilty. To find the guilty ones. But you know what? People are not taking it that easily. Okay, once you start asking questions, who is guilty? This question also influences you, you know, directs at you. Because once people start thinking about that, you know, these people who blame others, they not get away that easily, you know. My friends, it's time. I'm not going to answer more questions, but just acknowledge Jane. Thank you so much. Susana Pinto Coelia, thank you very, very much. I appreciate your message and support. Calendar page, thank you again. So that David. Okay, new messages. Richard Burris. The drunk citizens for rehab. I don't know. Good message today. You know what, Richard? I'll think about your question as a possibly next message for the live stream. So gotta write it down. We have Dirk Misler just moved to deep inside Russia. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Dirk was there from like day one. Didn't miss a stream. Thank you, Dirk. Bill Daly. Thank you so much. Let me versus reality straight. I have no question for your answer. I have no answer for your question, Bill. Sorry. I keep asking the same thing. Black Ad just became deep inside Russia. Thank you so much, Black Cat. Don't support rats. The serial super chatter. Buy some random person that's from where you stay on a walk a Coke or whatever. Tell them you're from the USA for allowing you there. Thank you from the USA for allowing you there. Thank you so much. I will do that. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I will do that. Sarah, you're incredibly brave. Thank you. Not so brave as you think, but you know, thanks for speaking up. We're with you in the Russian and peace for our world. Thank you so very much. And Miss Truly, thank you for praying. Thanks for the message and thanks for the support. New sponsor, Misu, deep inside Russia. Thank you so much, friends. I invite everyone to a prayer. Thank you. Gosh, I feel lighter, you know. This Uzbekistan is doing wonders on my head, you know. Perhaps on my soul. No tea, but there will be tea tomorrow. I found really good tea twinnings imported from Poland. There are two kinds of twinnings here. One from Uzbekistan. It's packaged here in Uzbekistan. I'm not going to touch that. But there's one imported, the expensive one. And there's another tea, fancy one. I haven't heard of that, but I got to try it too. So, tea tomorrow. Yeah, finally. My friends, I invite everyone to pray with me. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, doesn't matter. You know, please pray with me to send good wishes and good energy and good vibes to different people and ask for different things. Believers, non-believers, also doesn't matter. As long as you have hearts that are beating, that's good enough. Thank you so much. My friends, let's do it. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us a wonderful day. Thank you for putting food on our tables, roofs over our heads, and thank you for surrounding us with people who we love and who love us. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy, and give us wisdom to raise them the way that when they grow up, they become better men than us. Create a better world and never be engaged in any war. Please help Ukraine. Stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out to people and who can make decisions and touch their hearts, fill them with love, mercy, empathy, forgiveness. Make them forgive and make them forget, please, so they make right decision to stop the bloodshed. I'm asking for two world leaders, Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden. Please touch their hearts also and also fill them with love, empathy, mercy, goodness. Fill them with light. Make them forget and make them forgive. Make them see the big picture, what has happened, and make them to make the right decision to stop the bloodshed. I'm asking to see negotiations. I'm asking to see peaceful outcome, peaceful result. I'm asking you for that to happen. Meanwhile, please help everyone who has been affected in Ukraine, whose people who have been harmed, displaced, shaken, everyone who's been touched by this tragedy. by these horrendous actions. Please send them strength, send them recovery, send them forgiveness. Answer their prayers and make their wishes come true. Send angel to everyone who's in Ukraine to protect, and so not one single blood of drop is shed anymore. I'm also asking for those who are helping Ukrainians, opening their hearts, wallets, souls, homes. Please help them. Help all people who traveling. Send help, needed help their way, and who are fleeing, running for their lives. Please help them as you have helped me. I'm asking for pregnant women who are deciding whether to keep babies or not. Reach out and talk to them so they make the right choice. Thank you so much for bringing us into this community. Thank you for allowing us to pray together. Please help everyone in the stream who is praying with us or watching us pray. Answer the prayers and make their wishes come true. I would like to mention a few people. They need your help, and they are Michael Milkevitz, who's not well and going for a procedure, medical procedure. Please help. Cindy Braddock, who had surgery and recovering. Please send speedy recovery. Black Cat, who's recovered and with us. Thank you for that. We celebrated. Elena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, and Igor. Baz, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Marlene, Susan S., Fiona, Madeline, Stephen, Alan, Freddie, Sabrina, Felicia, Paul Bins, Preachia's father, Rudy Skaisley's sister, Richard, Robert Morgan's sister, Mallory M., please help with her professional situation, and May Scott Nesbitt's sister, rest in peace. Dirk Misler's father, are recovering, please give speedy recovery, please. James Rhodes is going for a surgery, please protect and help. Jess Terry, Brittany S., Lars Henrik's father, wait for it, Lane Hankins, Reese Gray, who we haven't seen in some time. We hope everything is okay with him. Bridget Apley, please rest the soul of Brittany of Britzel Andrews in peace, please, and help her family to go through very hard time and this tragedy. Please help Hannah and her children. Richard Burris, going for heart surgery, needs your help and support. Ace, broken ankle, and please send help to Common Sense. Also, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gabby Hyman, Martin, Joan, Donald from Wisconsin, Allison Dave Moyers, I found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel Ligo, may her father rest in peace and give her strength, please. Janice Burgess and Maureen M. and her sister, Ariana, Liz Dumbrell, Bruce B., Kayleen, Michael, Thomas, Tony, Bob, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight, Sandy, Workman and her husband Rod, Mr. Hansen, Heidi Howitz, Golden Griffon, Gigi's granddad, Terry Carter, Carol Reed, all people who are suffering from anxiety and depression, all people who are hurting right now, heartache, all people who are trying to claim political asylum, please don't turn them down. Send their help their way. Thank you so much, dear God, Jesus Christ, amen. My friends, thank you so much for coming. You're absolutely awesome and you rock. It's been a good stream. I hope to see you, everyone, here tomorrow. Let's do it. There'll be another good message. Bye-bye. Oh, I have to wake up. Oh, yeah. Oh, stand up, not wake up. Stand up again and shut it off manually. I can't. So inconvenient here. This is such a low chair.